How do you make money? Making money should not be as complicated as we have made it seem. Making money should not be as hard as we have made it be. And today we shall be speaking about how you make money in the simplest way possible. This is a simple framework for understanding how income is created so that you may apply it and actually create that income. My name is David Patience. I run an institution called the Monetization Classroom where I usually help people monetize their knowledge, monetize their skills, monetize the value that they have within. And the concept is you already have something that you can make money from. All you have to do is find someone that you will sell something to from what you have. Now, today we shall be speaking about how do you make money in the simplest way possible. And for us to do that, we begin by defining what money is. Why are we defining what money is? Simply because your understanding of money is what will determine where you will think money comes from and how you will look for money. Let me repeat that. Your understanding of money is what will define where you think money comes from and how you will look for that money. So, I want you to get this understanding that money is a natural consequence of value delivered to another human being. My mentor Myron Golden usually says that money is something that is given in direct proportion to the value that you give or you provide to someone other than yourself, which means that money is an actual result. And for you to get a result, all you have to do is complete the equation, complete this side of the equation. I want you to visualize something in your mind. When making water, you know that you combine hydrogen and oxygen to get water as a result. And if that is the case, all you have to do for you to get water is to combine hydrogen and oxygen. Or let me use another example. For you to get sodium chloride, you know that you only have to combine two things, Na and Cl. And that is what I want you to think about. For you to get money, there is something that is needed. And that is what we've said, that it is a voluntary exchange of value, that you exchange value and they give you money, which means that if you want to get money, you're not supposed to be chasing money itself, you're supposed to be chasing delivering value. So, money is not what you chase, value is what you chase. Delivering it to someone that is willing and able to give you their money is what you chase, and we shall be handling that. And you shall see how incredibly simple making money is. Now, how do you make money? You make money by a very, very, very simple task. You have to understand that every dollar you'll ever earn or every shilling that you will ever earn, it already exists, but it is in someone else's pocket. Every shilling that you'll ever want already exists. The only problem is it is in someone else's pocket. So for you to get money, you only have to find a way for their money to get to you. And how do you do that? That is what we've spoken about, voluntary exchange, that you give them something that they are willing to pay for. And that is what we shall be talking about. You shall see how incredibly simple it is, okay? So, to make money, you only need two things, and this is what we shall be speaking about today. You only need something to sell and someone to sell it to. Let me repeat that. For you to make money, you only need something to sell and someone to sell it to. And this is not only true in entrepreneurship, it is also true in the corporate sector. That what you usually sell is your skill and your time to someone that actually wants it. And that person usually buys it for a salary. You'll get it. So, how do you make money? You get something to sell and someone to sell it to. And that is what we shall be looking at for the entirety of this video. There is a phenomenon that I want you to have, or an understanding that I want you to have as we approach this, that you should work the hardest to find the easiest way to make money and then give everything that you have into that easy way. Let me repeat that. Work the hardest to find the easiest way to make money. And this is what a lot of wealthy people usually do, because I have studied the wealthy people, and what they usually do is that they usually work their hardest to be in the arena that gives the most amount of money in the easiest possible way. And then they give all their resources and all their time into that easy way. And that is the understanding that I want you to have starting from this point forward. That for you to make the most amount of money, all you need to do is spend your time, your resources, and everything that you have into finding the easiest way you will make the most amount of money. Meron Golden usually says something that it is easier for you to make a huge amount of money for a short period of time than it is for you to make that same money in a very long period of time. That it is easier for you to make $100,000 in a week than it is for you to make $100,000 in an year. And a lot of people are saying that that is not true, but I want you to really think about it. Really think about the wealthy. You usually find that when they start making money, it suddenly becomes easy for them because the time that they spent creating a system that will make money for them easily. And that is why you find that someone is making $10,000 in a day easily than more easily than someone that is making the same $10,000 in a month, right? And so let us talk about that. How do you make money in reference to what we've been speaking about? You get something to sell. And now, this is a very, very simple presentation. I'll try to be as brief as possible. You want to make money, have something to sell. Let us handle having something to sell. There are three ways to have something to sell. Let us handle the first way, reselling. What is reselling? Reselling is buying something and reselling it at a higher price or at a profit. That is what reselling is. What is creating? You create a product and you sell it to people. And number three, a service. You offer up a service and someone pays for the service. That is the three things that you can offer to someone, right? A product that has been bought and you're reselling, a product that you have created, or a service that you're offering. So let us handle reselling. How do you make reselling the way you will make money from? Alex Hormozy usually says something, and he has simplified making money so well that all you have to do for you to make money is find something that people want, buy it, and sell it at a higher price. Let me repeat that. Number one, find something someone wants or people want, and that is researching something that people have already demonstrated they want. And I want to emphasize on that. You're not buying something that you want and you try to resell it. You're buying something that people have already demonstrated they want, something that has already been validated that it is in demand. If you want to buy something so that you can resell it, it has to be validated that people actually want it, and then you sell it at a higher price. And for a lot of people, you might ask yourself, but how do I do that? We shall be handling finding a thing worth selling. But the biggest problem about reselling is that you'll be reselling commodities, which means that the market is the one that is setting prices for you. You're not setting your prices, which means that the profit margins have already been set. If something costs $1 in every other store, you cannot sell it for $2 simply because it is a commodity that can be found everywhere else, right? But now, when it comes to reselling, a lot of people make money from this because all that is needed is capital and advertisement, or capital and marketing, that people only have to know that you sell these things and you have to have capital to buy those things. So it is easy because it does not involve a lot of brain work. All it needs is money, right? Let us go to the next slide. Do not choose what to buy depending on what you want to sell. You're choosing what to buy only depending on what people have said they will spend money on, or only on what people are actively spending money on. Okay? You're not buying something because you want to sell it. You're not buying something because you think people want it. And you're not buying something simply because it is popular on social media. You're buying something because it has been validated. People have actually said that they would want to buy this, and you've actually seen people buying that thing, which means a lot of market research. And you, what are you researching? You're not researching a problem, you're not researching a gap in the market, you're researching something that people are actively spending money on because it has validated demand. The fallacy that you can start from somewhere that there is no demand has to be taken down, because you have to understand that it takes time. And what have we said here? That if you want to make money simply, all you need is the understanding that you have to find a way to make money easily. All right? You have to find a way, you have to work your hardest to find the easiest way to make money. All right? That is why I'm insisting on this. Let us go to the next slide. The next slide describes the second thing. What is the second thing? Creating your own product. Never create value. Never create a product because you want it. Never create a product because you're talented. Never create a product because you're passionate. You're creating a product simply because the market has proven demand. And there's a reason that I'm insisting on that as much as I am. But before I talk about this, let us describe creating your own product. How does that look like? That looks like creating a product that is in the market here, but your version of that product. That is one. Number two, creating a book, creating an intellectual property. That is a book, an ebook, a guide, videos, and whatnot. You're creating a product that you can sell. You're creating a course that you can sell. You're creating a book that you can sell. You're creating a table that you can sell. All that. You're basically creating something, but depending on the validated thing, the thing that people have said they are willing to spend money on and have actively proven that they are actually spending money on. So creation follows validation, that you're creating something that someone has said, or you're creating something that has already been proven, that is usually bought. You're creating something that people are actively spending money on. Or you're creating something because of something people have said they want. It is not something you think will solve someone's problem. It is not something that you want to create. It is not something that you've seen will solve someone's need. It is something they have said they want. All right? Creation always follows validation. And I will insist on this again, that if you're creating something, you're not creating it because you're talented or you're passionate. You're not creating it because you know how to create that thing or because you have a skill. Because, as I have said, I am a coach. I usually mentor people about making money from their skills. People will not pay for your skill. People will not pay because you're an expert at this and this and this. They will pay because they want to have something that they do not have at that moment. And they are the only ones that can tell you that this is what I want. And now you will create it from your expertise. That is what I want to insist on. Let us go to the next slide. Option three, offering a service. Offering a service is threefold. You either are doing something for someone, number two, you're doing something to someone, or number three, you're creating something that does something for someone. Let me simplify it. Doing something for someone. If you're a graphic designer, you're creating a poster for someone, that is doing something for someone. Doing something to someone is something that is a service like barber shops, is a service like massage parlors and all that. All you're doing is you're doing something to someone. It is a direct hands-on service that is delivered to someone. And then this other thing is creating a system that does something for someone. This is for engineers, software designers, and all that. You're creating something that will be handling something for someone. You're creating an AI agent. I think this should be actually in the product section. You're creating a tool that will conduct a service for someone else. Those are the three ways that you make money. You either resell something that you bought, number two, you create a product and you sell it, or number three, you offer a service. Okay? Let us go to the next slide. What makes that thing that you're creating, that thing that you're buying, or that service that you want to offer actually something that is worth paying for? Let us look at the checklist. Number one, it has to solve a real specific problem. There's a reason that I said a real specific problem, because for a lot of founders, you have founded an institution, or you've created something that solves a problem that is theoretical. It is not specific to someone or specific to a group of people. You have to be able to name the problem that you solve in less than 7 words. That is something that I got from someone called Adam, that you have to solve a problem that can be named as easily as it can be for a specific person. Okay. Number two, it has to produce a visible result. That what you're creating or what you've bought produces a visible result, or the offer that you're offering up to someone, it produces a visible result. Number three, it produces a measurable result. There's a reason that I've separated this. A measurable result means that you are here and you've gone to this other point, that you've gotten from a past that you were in to a future that you wanted to be. That is measurable. Number four, it gets them from where they are. Exactly. This was now explaining that. It gets you from where you are to where you want to be. Something else, people pay to save time. A lot of rich people, it saves someone time. The only reason you usually take public transport is simply because you want to save time. Something else, it saves effort. If something saves effort, this is in the last 2 points, the product you're creating and the service that you're offering, if it saves time and saves effort, people will be willing to pay, but not everyone will be willing to pay. Let me give you an instance. For a lot of people, if you have a car and you want to save time, you will take it to a mechanic. But if you have a car and you want to save money, you will teach yourself how to solve that problem of what your car has. A lot of people value money more than they value time, but there's some people that value time. So you have to find someone that values time and then go and offer them that what I do will save you time, or what I do will save you effort. And that is how the rich usually spend their money. They spend money to save time because they know that with more time I can make more money. And I want you to have that understanding and that mentality as well. Okay, let us go to the next slide. It saves money. This is now for some people. It saves or it removes. It saves money or it makes money. It removes frustration. It creates convenience. I'll just be saying them out loud because I don't want this video to be very, very long. It saves money, it makes money, it removes frustration, it creates convenience, it gives confidence or status, it improves someone's life meaningfully. So, all these were just qualities that make a product worth investing, all qualities that make a product worth spending money on, right? Let us just repeat them as fast as we can. Solves a real specific problem, produces a visible result, produces a measurable result, gets them from where they are to where they want to be, saves time, saves effort, saves money, makes money. That what you're offering will help someone make more money. And there's something that I've been teaching a lot of students and a lot of people that are coming to the monetization classroom, that the best and easiest way to make money is to make someone more money. Let me repeat that. The best and easiest way to make money is to find a way that you'll help someone make more money, because people will always invest in something that will help them make more money. The reason that I usually make money is because I am helping people make money. People will always invest in something that will make them make more money. Okay? So, removes frustration, creates convenience. Let me address the removes frustration bit. If you can be able to make something that is complex become easy for someone, they will pay you because you've removed frustration. That is what it means. Creates convenience. The reason people usually go to laundromats is simply because of convenience. You do not want to wash your own clothes. That is why people usually buy commodities like washing machines, dishwashers, because they do not want to do that work. Gives confidence or status. That is why people buy specific cars, specific phones, specific watches. They are spending time because they want to have that confidence, or they want to feel a certain way, and improves someone's life meaningfully. The best way to make money is to genuinely improve someone else's life, someone that values that improvement. Because there's a reason you're listening to the video right now. It's simply because you want your life to improve. But if you didn't want your life to improve, you'd not even spend 1 more minute listening to a video that is more than 30 minutes long. But since you want your life to improve, you're visibly paying for this with your time and your attention. You get it? In that same way, a lot of people will be willing and able to pay for something that will improve their life drastically. Okay? Let us continue to the next slide. This is something that is very, very important. If you are offering a service, or are making a product, or are buying a certain product so that you can resell it, it has to make you good money. Remember what we are doing. We are trying to find the easiest way to make the most amount of money. So you're not supposed to be spending time, effort, resources trying to sell something that will not make you a lot of profit. You have to choose an avenue, or choose an arena that actually makes you good money. And that is something that I've learned from a lot of wealthy people. You're not just choosing a way to make money, you're choosing the easiest way to make the most amount of money, which means not just a little bit of revenue, not just merely selling something, it is selling something that meaningfully improves your financial state. All right, let's go to the next slide. You have to have someone to sell to. Right now, you've handled how you will get something to sell. You either resell, or number two, what do? You create a product. Or number three, what do? You have a service that you offer. Now, in this, you have to have someone to offer all that to. And that is what I want us to handle. If you're offering someone something, they have to be the right customer. Let me repeat that. If you're offering something to someone, they have to be the right customer. It is not every person that is the right person to offer what you're offering it to. And for a lot of beginner entrepreneurs, this is usually the problem, that you're trying to sell to everyone. And you end up selling to the wrong person, and you end up becoming a very frustrated person. And the reason is you simply did not sell to the right customer. Something that I usually emphasize on is, if you have the right product for the right person, selling is inevitable. But you have to know what the right person is. Number one, a right person is someone that has the need for what you're offering. Okay? Someone that has the need for what you're offering, that they genuinely need it. That is the first characteristic. Number two, if they have the need, they hate not having that thing. Because there are people that are comfortable with having the problem they have, comfortable with having that need, that they can live with it. Now, this right customer is someone that hates living with that problem, or hates having that need. Number three, it is someone that is actively looking for a solution to that problem, or actively looking for the product you're offering. This is why I said in the first few minutes that that what you're offering has to be something that has been validated, that people are either saying that they want to buy, or people are actively spending on that thing. And if that is the case, the right person has to actively want that thing, actively want that solution. Okay? Number four, They have to be willing to pay. Remember what exchanging money is. It has to be a voluntary exchange. So they have to be willing that wanataka kulipa. They have to be willing to pay. And the last thing, which is now the most important thing, they have to be able to pay. They have to be financially able to pay, financially able to spend. A lot of people usually sell to people that have the need but do not have the money. That they want to fix their problem but they do not have the funds. The right customer has to be able to afford what you're offering. What usually happens when you're offering something to someone that needs something but can't afford it is that they will start looking for discounts. They will start looking for offers. And what that will end up doing is that it will end up giving you a fake lead or a fake hope, thinking that they will actually buy, but they end up not buying. So you have to be able to discern that this person can actually buy, this person has the money to buy, and target them. Make that your target audience. That I am only willing to work with people that can actually afford this. Okay? I will make another video regarding people that are not financially able but have the need. What do you do to them, Sasa? What do you do with them? Because you're not supposed to completely disregard that person that has the need, wants to fix it. The only problem is that they do not have the money to do that. I shall make a video about that. Okay, let us go to the next slide. The wrong customer. The wrong customer is someone that doesn't need the product, someone that could benefit with the product but doesn't care. And for this, let us handle something. A lot of creators usually create something because they see that this person could benefit with it. But when you go to sell to that person, they do not buy that thing simply because you knew that it will solve their problem, but they do not want to solve that problem. They do not care about the benefit that the problem will give to them. You get it? Okay, let us go to the next thing. Comfortable living with that problem. We've discussed that. Wants it but can't afford it. That is a wrong customer simply because of what we've handled. Okay, let us continue. How do you find your person? Because you have to understand that every ideal customer has certain characteristics. The person that you're selling to or the specific person you're selling to has a specific problem, has a specific desired result, has a specific vocabulary, has specific frustrations, has specific goals, has specific tears, or they are having a specific kind of pain. They have specific content that they usually consume. They have specific places they usually spend their time. They have specific buying behaviors, and the last thing, they have specific reasons for why they are purchasing that thing. This is all that you need to know about your person so that you can sell better, and I will come to explain why. So if you want this, I will try and share the slides in the comments, and I will share the slides in the description as well. This person has all this. And for you to be able to sell better and easier, you have to be able to identify all this about that person. There's a specific webinar that we had about obsessing over the person you're serving. If you obsess over your who, you're bound to make money simply because you know everything about them. You know why they won't buy, so you won't do that. You know why they will buy, so you will do that. You get it? Okay. The deeper you know them, the easier the selling becomes. This is what we've talked about. Finding everything about your person is one of the hardest things in this whole process. But as we said before, you work your hardest to find the easiest way to make money. And this is now what we're talking about. Working your hardest to know who your customer is so that you can only target that person where they are. Because if you come and sell to me, let's say tires, and I do not have a car, regardless of the money I have, I shall not buy that tire. But if you go and sell a specific tire to a person that said they want that tire in their specific location, you're bound to get that sale simply because you're selling to the right person. So if you obsess over finding who the right person is, what they do, how they buy, why they buy, and all that, you get every detail about your person, selling to them becomes way easier than it would have been if you would be hoping that they are the right person. I've written a book called Sell Don't Struggle about making sales effortless. And something that I've paid attention on is that finding the right person. Because when you find the right person, it is very, very easy for you. And according to the law of averages, if you offer a lot to the right person, your average goes up. You find that in 10 people that you're offering something to, 5 people are saying yes because all 10 of them are the right person. You get it? And the 5 people that are not saying yes are only not saying yes simply because they do not know you, they can't believe you, simply because of that. But they have the need. All they need is to know you. Okay? So they will be potential customers. If you want more money, target the right person and make sure that they know you. Okay? Let us proceed. How do you actually make money now from all that we've talked about? You find a real problem that people genuinely want to solve, or you find a real product that people are actually spending money on. You choose, do I resell, do I create, or do I offer up a service? Number three, you ensure that people are actually spending money on this, or people will spend money on this, and you make sure that it is something that will actually give you money, something that will earn you actual profit. And then you define exactly who wants that thing, who wants that result, who wants that service, who wants that product. After you've learned everything about that person, the last thing is making yourself now available to only that person. There's a guide that I've written called Doing What Matters, that a lot of entrepreneurs usually are busy. They do a lot of things, but they are not doing what matters. Now, as for you, start doing what matters, and that is presenting that thing that you're selling only to the person that needs that thing. Okay? Only to the person that visibly needs it, visibly wants it, and visibly wants to invest, is willing and able to invest. That is how you make money. Okay? So, as we have said, money is not something that you chase. Money is the natural consequence of delivering value to the right person through the right offer. I shall be speaking about offers in some bit in another video. But what I want you to understand is when you master the process, the consequence will be natural. So if you want to make money, what do? All that we've talked about. And you concentrate on the process of delivering value. And remember, value is subjective to the person that you're selling to.